Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Center of the football world will be at Empower Field, Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Warmer than expected temperatures. 61 there yesterday. The intangibles are enormous in this game, but there's so many different ways to take a look at it. The money continues to come in really on both sides here. I mean, Jacksonville's 9-5 against the number, okay? Denver's 6-8. The Jaguars have covered 5 straight games. And during that point, they have been absolutely electrifying, really on both sides of the football field. What they've been able to do since the Jakobi Meyers trade is simply sensational. 33.3 points a game since Meyers has been here. Only second to the Rams, so we'll see tonight in another very good game. Seattle, obviously, Los Angeles. Look forward to watching that. Coming up in a couple hours and change. Also, since the Meyers trade, Trevor Lawrence has the longest average per attempt in the NFL, 8.4 yards. The fact that Meyers is not afraid to go over the middle, the fact that he will play tough guy football and pick up those dirty yards has really, absolutely affected this entire offense. And again, they haven't been running at the clip that they were earlier in the season. So I think you're going to have to find a way to run the football if you are going to be able to win this game in Denver coming up at 4:05. The total stays around 47.5. It's actually gone up. We'll talk to the Philly Godfather about that in 30 minutes. I said yesterday with John Osher, would you take 21? If I gave you 21 right now, would you take it? Is that enough to win in Denver? And he said, no, they probably would be better off, getting towards their average. We know that this football team this year is averaging 26.9 points a game. So that's 27. That's a difference of one possession, really a touchdown. Difference of 6 points. I think 24 may be enough, but it feels like more and more people are looking at these top offenses and saying this game is going to go over, despite the fact that you're talking about the 2 top rushing defenses in the NFL. Jacksonville has a top 3 takeaway defense in the NFL. And we understand that Denver, you just look at their numbers, they're consistently top 5 across the board in all of their defensive categories. Yet people think the offense is going to last here against the defense. I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to make my pick tomorrow, but I'm looking at a very close football game. I'm looking at like a 24-21 game, which would hit for the under coming up on Sunday. Okay. We've talked about penalties, all right? Jacksonville's number 1 in the NFL. Denver, number 2. We've talked about being able to run the football in this game. We've gotten into pass protection for Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars are coming off of consecutive games where the offensive line has not allowed a sack. The problem, Denver is number 1 in the NFL when it comes to sack rate, and they pressure quarterbacks at an incredible pace. As a matter of fact, they have 58 sacks on the season. So this is going to be a team that is going to get theirs. It just comes down to being able to limit the amount of pressure that is going to be created here by this Denver defense. And again, their 8th overall ranking on blitz is in the top 3rd of the NFL, but they are so much more effective. There are a lot of teams that blitz and it doesn't come with results. It has for Vance Joseph, and it has for this defense. And I think that's going to be huge when it's all said and done coming up on Sunday. The way I look at this game, and I want to add this piece to it as well, field goals and touchdowns. Jacksonville needs to be able to score touchdowns in this thin air. Now, they have a nuclear weapon, and they will certainly use Cam Little. And who knows? I was there. I'm trying to remember was it the playoff game in 97, or was it a year or two later at Mile High when Jason Elam at the time, I believe, set the record. I think it was 1 yard longer than Tom Dempsey. And again, that was in the late 90s when that happened with Elam. But, I don't think 70 yards would realistically be out of the picture for Cam Little. But holding teams, in this case, Denver to Jacksonville, and certainly if you flip it and you go Jacksonville to Denver, holding them to 3 as opposed to 7 is huge. And what is really a concern is overall the red zone defense that the Denver Broncos have. They are number 1 in the NFL. Their red zone defense, 38.5%. Think about that. 62% of the time, they are getting the ball turned over to them on downs, or there is an attempt for a field goal. 38.5%. Jacksonville, for what it's worth, 58.5%. Denver's number 1 in the NFL when it comes to 20 yards or in, red zone, the ability to get points, forcing teams to attempt a field goal and not score a touchdown. That is critical in a game like this. Something else that is also very alarming is the Jaguars all season long have really struggled on third down. That, along with the screen game, would be the 2 biggest surprises that I would have with this Liam Cohen offense. Listen, it's difficult to complain about what's happening here, right? We just talked about the fact that they're averaging 27 points a game. They've won 5 in a row. They've won 6 of 7. They're averaging 33.3 points ever since they went out and got Jakobi Meyers. But their third down offense is down. Their red zone offense isn't where it should be. In the screen game, even though we saw it we saw it develop, and Liam Cohen actually kind of kid himself about it, meeting with us after the victory this past Sunday, it needs to get better. The Jaguars, when it comes to third downs in the fourth quarter, 29.6%. That is 5th worst in the NFL. By far, it is the worst out of would-be playoff teams. If you look at who's still available in the AFC and who still is available in the NFC. Once again, the Denver Broncos. What do they do in the fourth quarter when it comes to third down conversion defensively? They're second in the NFL. They only allow 22% in the fourth quarter. So how many possessions are you going to get in the fourth quarter? Could you get 2? Could you possibly get 3 if it's a defensive struggle and there's 3 and outs and there's 3 and outs and there's 3 and outs? No, Jacksonville didn't need it last week, right? I mean, Dylan and I went through the chorus earlier in the week. It was first down, second down, first down, first down, first down, second down, first down, first down, right? I mean, I see kids playing hopscotch saying that. It was part of that first drive for the Jaguars where they didn't even need third down. They're like, we're not going to need it today, guys. We're fine on first and second down. Third down is huge when you're playing playoff football. And that is exactly what the Jaguars are doing Sunday in Denver. I don't think I've ever begun a radio show in my life talking about fourth quarter third down conversion rate. That could be the difference in this football game. Usually it's as simple as, can you make a play? Can you defend the other team from making a play? In a lot of cases, college especially, you say, well, it's probably going to come down to the team that makes the biggest mistake late in the fourth quarter. Spent a lot of time this week really crunching these numbers, and these two teams are almost identical in so many categories, but there are a few that really do stick out that massively favor Denver to win the football game. All right. I almost want to come out tonight and say it. I almost want to get things set now that the injury report is out, and I'll give you that momentarily. I got to tell you, unless something drastic happens, I am going to, let me hold that thought just for one moment. I want to make a case for Duval. And this is what it comes down to. Rattling Bo Nix. If you were to go and Google and look up the term punch and Judy, it's Bo Nix. 18.5% of his passes are behind the line of scrimmage. 63% of his passes are 10 yards or less. He dinks and he dunks. He goes to his final option. He is not a guy who is confident and vice versa. This organization headed up by Sean Payton is not confident in him throwing the football downfield. Now, they were down 9 against Green Bay last week, and they were injured. The Packers got a lot of injuries late in that game. He made a couple of big-time plays late in that football game for Denver. So I got to believe that the confidence is up. And Bo Nix has always been a kid with swagger, right? I mean, he was terrible at Auburn, but you look at what he did at Oregon. As a matter of fact, I want to say Bo Nix has played the most college football games in the history of that sport. Really took advantage of COVID and everything else. But Denver's not rushing the football the way that they once did. They're going with the rookie Henry. Obviously, Dobbins is on the shelf for the remainder of the year. And I don't know the way that the Jags have played. They're number one with their rushing defense. They've gotten better when it comes to defending short passes. Now, they've had a problem forever, okay, defending the tight end. Enter Evan Ingram. There's not a lot of guys around the league who played here where all of a sudden they get recognized. And unfortunately, a lot of that is because the former administration and the former administrations were so bad at their job that it's not like the Jaguars lost premier players year and again. It just didn't happen that way, okay? I mean, you can bring up maybe Jalen Ramsey. You traded him. Hell, they couldn't even get a bag of footballs for the 4th overall pick and Leonard Fournette. Who else? I mean, there's just not a lot of guys around the league. You can count them on maybe one hand. Calais Campbell is still out there playing some good football, but there's just not a lot of guys. Evan Ingram, this is going to be interesting. You know he's going to want to have a huge day. I'm sure he was very soured about being let go when he was. And again, it's like Billy Ball. When Brad Pitt is having that conversation with the actor who's playing David Justice in the batting cage. And Justice is kind of like, yo, you're paying me $6 million a year. Can you just let me get my rips? And Billy Bean looks at him and says, we're not paying you anything. The New York Yankees paid you $6 million to no longer play for the New York Yankees. The Jaguars paid $13.5 million for Evan Ingram to no longer play for this football team. They said, you are not a part of what we want to do. You're a one-trick pony. You don't block. All you do is receive. And it ended up being a good move. It's really unfortunate that Brenton Strange missed some time earlier this year with the injury, because I think he would have been on pace to put up, some phenomenal numbers, still putting up good ones. But again, I mean, how many teams do you look at? The Jets last week, maybe we mentioned Quincy Wilson a time or two, but you just don't go from team to team to team to team to team and say, yeah, there's a former Jag there. Talking as a fan now from your perspective, we never should have let him go. Doesn't happen. It's very rare. And in this case, it's coming up this weekend with Evan Ingram. All right. We are jam-packed tonight. Really looking forward to this Thursday edition on your home of the Jaguars. Man, it's pitch dark right now. How are your eyes? Has fatigue set in? Of course it has. It's like the rest of your body, right? You're exhausted. You're tired. You're ready to hit the rack once you complete dinner and get the kids to bed. But what about your eyes? Oh, I'll get to it. That's always the way it is when it comes to getting a new prescription, a new examination as far as your eyesight. Don't delay anymore. Make an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. Okay, they're so good at what they do, and that includes surgery. 37 years worth of experience. Dr. John Hunt, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. Neo Shmunez. I visited 9 years ago. Dr. Neo Shmunez said, man, you need surgery immediately. I'm like, what are you talking about? My eyes are fine. He's like, no, you need it, and you need it tomorrow. He went in, he removed what was there. There's never been a problem, never been a setback. That's another thing that is just fantastic about the good folks at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision as well. You can grab them on Instagram and check out all of the testimonials there. Jam-packed Thursday night. This is your home of the Jaguars, 92.5 FM.
When D-Rock talks football, Jacksonville listens.
I'm listening intently.
Mike DiRocco.
With Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Brightened by Lee and Kate's Glass. Thursdays 10 to noon on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
All right, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks, vans to keep your business moving. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside has Ram 1500s, the heavy-duty 2500s, Pro Masters, and custom upfits ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This bowl season, upgrade your game plan with a visit to Burlock & Barrel, Duval's first distillery dedicated solely to whiskey, right in the Brooklyn Riverside neighborhood. Stop in to see how we turn local grains into small batch whiskey, earning awards at every competition. Book a tour, settle in for a tasting, or escape the scoreboard for a bit at our full whiskey bar. Whether your team's winning or character building, at least your whiskey can be solid. At Burlock & Barrel in Riverside or burlockandbarrel.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
There's a lot of reasons to use Kuhn flowers when you need to send a floral arrangement. This is ET with 1010XL, and no matter what reason or the occasion, Kuhn Flowers delivers only the best. Log on to kuhnflowers.com and make somebody's day.
Bueller,
stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You?
Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. Invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet and the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Aaron Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All sorts of good news for the Jaguars. They are healthy. Josh Hines-Allen limited today after not working yesterday. He was ill and also had a shoulder for consecutive days now. Danny Strigow, that's the only bad news. With the ankle, it doesn't look promising that he's going to be able to go. And he's really done an admirable job. I mean, an undrafted free agent. He's played well. Tootin is still on the injury report, but as locked-in Jaguars fans, that he's gone for the remainder of the season. Limited today was Jalen McLeod, day 2 of his 21-day window from the injured reserve. And Anthony Campanile spoke on him a little bit earlier today. It was some pretty good stuff. The ham with Eric Armstead was full. The knee with Trayvon Walker was full. Walker Little, the concussion protocol. Day 2, he was full as far as participation. I totally, absolutely expect Cole Van Lannon to be your starter at left tackle on Sunday. And then finally, it is Ezra Cleveland, who was limited for a second consecutive day with his shoulder. He's a tough guy. He's a pro's pro. Be shocked if he is not going to be able to play on Sunday. All right, it's time for our daily dose of the Jaguars receive from the national media. Zero respect.
No respect.
Yeah. Let's get to number 1, Yard Barker, which is a good read, okay? But some hammerhead who I've never heard of before, and my guess is that Seth Trochtman can't name 5 members on the Jacksonville Jaguars. He went on to write this. When talking about the 20 biggest disappointments this year in the NFL, he had Trevor Lawrence at an 11, and here's what he says. Like Doug Peterson before him, the hope was that the new head coach, Liam Cohen, would help Lawrence get to the next level upon his hire. The Jaguars have played much better this season, but Lawrence has struggled mightily in the new offense. He's thrown 11 interceptions and has a 42.9 QBR. All right, that's number 1. We've got a second one. I don't watch any of this crap on ESPN or Fox or whatever it is. I do recognize, is it Nick Wright with the long hair?
Yeah. He's with FS1.
FS1.
I think most people get his stuff on YouTube.
That's where I found a wrinkle today. It was somewhere on Twitter, and someone posted. As a matter of fact, someone sent it to me. Again, another nameless, faceless guy. It's Kevin Wilds. I don't know him.
Never heard of him.
As the late Burt Sugar would say, he's not even a household name in his own home. But he had this quote today, and I quote him. Can I tell you something about the Jags? Like most of America, I just don't care.
I got no respect the day I was born.
End of quote. So there you go. We're going to do that every single day for the rest of the year, and that includes playoff football, just putting it out there for you to digest just how wrong members of the national media are. And again,
No respect.
Yeah, my deal here is for you to hear it So it aggravates you. I'm trying to aggravate you. And my approach here is I want you to be isolated. I want you to feel like it's you against everyone else. And typically this only happens with teams that are, a pedigree, that have won titles year after year after year after year, or been a very successful program, like Notre Dame, although Notre Dame hasn't won a national title since 1988. Like the Dallas Cowboys, although Dallas hasn't won a Super Bowl since the 1990s. Like the New York Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Duke and hoops. They've lumped Jacksonville in here, and they're doing it because of a totally different reason. They're lazy. They're uninterested. And again, it's an inconvenience to talk about the Jaguars. Instead of talking about the Jaguars, look at this. Look at these people. They'd rather say that no one cares about the Jaguars. And these TV hits are so small as far as time that he's wasting his entire at-bat instead of talking about what's good, what's bad, what's working, what's not working on the field. It's much easier for him to say, no one cares about the Jaguars. And that's what you get. So there's some good ones out there, not many, but we're going to do that daily until something does change. All right, let's get to a gaming perspective. What a huge game tonight. My goodness. Seattle is the wrong team favored. That is at home. We're going to take a look at that one. We're going to do the Jaguars and the Broncos. How about college football? It all begins tomorrow night in Norman, Oklahoma. Can OU beat Bama for a second consecutive time? And according to Nick Saban, they pipe in noise at Kyle Field at Texas A&M. Can the U win there? We'll hear from the Philly Godfather. He's going to join us next. I will say, though, that tonight's show is brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. And I'm going to tell you all about them coming up in just a minute.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember, only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coating. We transform pool decks, driveways, and patios with pro precision.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Made to grab, made to go. Made just the way you like it. From breakfast sandwiches to melt-in-your-mouth bowls, Gates' made-to-order menu is custom, fresh, and convenient. When you want made-to-order goodness, Gates got you.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
It's the Jaguars' final home game of the 2025 regular season, and you don't want to miss it. Join us for our fan appreciation game as the Jaguars face off against the Tennessee Titans in a can't-miss division matchup. It's your chance to cheer on the team as they take the field in their Prowler throwbacks for one last time this season. Secure your seats now and be a part of the action. Go to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
If Santa had a pit crew, it'd look a lot like Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Fast, friendly, and they get the job done in 15 minutes while you stay in your car. No appointment needed. Just pull up and let their technicians handle the rest. With convenient locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and ranked #1 Quick Lube by Forbes, Valvoline delivers service even Santa would trust. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, helping Jacksonville reduce the stress of holiday travel.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this Christmas, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard location, Landing Boulevard or Beach Boulevard, and register to win a deck bed storage system with Cargo Glide installed by the pros at Leonard. Another winner will score 2 tickets to the Florida-Georgia basketball game January 6th and a 2025 Gator Championship commemorative basketball. We'll draw the winners live Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, noon to 2 at Leonard's Beach Boulevard. Leonard Truck Outfitters, everything you need for a great-looking, great-performing truck.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Best-selling author, professional handicapper, and there's whispers that the Philly Godfather's back in the gym, that perhaps Jake Paul could be calling after the Anthony Joshua battle. Let's bring him in right now. He is the Philly Godfather. Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me on, Rick. Yeah, dropped a lot of weight, back in the boxing gym, trying to get sharp, feel great. It's just a great time to be alive, man. Big football weekend, college football, NFL, college football playoffs start, so I'm excited.
Is there anything enjoyable training boxing-wise? I mean, hitting the big bag, speed bag, to me it just looks like, a grueling effort and anything but, I mean, I'll say this. I loved hockey practice and I love baseball practice. I despised football practice. I can't see how there's anything good with training in boxing.
Well, at my age, I pretend like I'm working out. I've been doing it so long, since the age of 8. So it looks good on video for 20 or 30 seconds, but it's not the workout I used to do when I was an amateur fighter and, I had dreams of becoming a professional. But to me, it's just natural, man. You go in there, and I don't really like the heavy bag because it teaches you bad habits. I'm more of a guy that uses double end bag, the sprint machine, the rope, shadow boxing, the stuff the old school fighters did.
All right, there you have it. He is the Philly Godfather. You can grab his book, too. You still got some time. Today's, the 18th? You got a week until Christmas. How do our listeners pick up the book?
Yeah, you go to phillybooked.com. I'll send you out an autographed copy. It may take 3 to 7 business days. Or you go to Amazon. The book will not be signed, but you'll get it the next day.
All right, there you have it from the Philly Godfather. I loved it. I read it. My favorite book of the year, and I'll stand by that. It was sensational. All right, let's begin with tomorrow night. You got to win for a second time, which is rare in the world of college football. This game in Norman, Oklahoma. How do you see Bama at OU?
Yeah, originally the Crimson Tide opened up as a 2.5-point favorite, but since then, the line's actually flip-flopped, and now the Sooners are favored by 1.5. There's still a couple ones floating out there, depending on which sports book you use. And the move in the market kind of surprised me a little bit, considering the fact that the last 2 times these 2 teams played each other, I think it was week 9 or maybe week 10, Alabama had 10 more first downs on offense, 196 more total yards. The reason why they lost that game was simple. They couldn't hold on to the football. I mean, they committed 3 turnovers, one which I think was a pick 6. So they really controlled, the box score. They just kept turning the ball over, and they actually won the time possession battle by almost 10 minutes. So, this time of the year, college football playoffs, I usually like betting the stronger defensive teams, like the Sooners here. But Alabama really showed me the ability to move the ball up and down the field against Oklahoma the last time they faced each other. And they're probably going to do it again on Friday night. I liked Alabama when they were 2.5-point favorites. Now that they're 1.5-point dogs, I like them even more. They're getting some key guys back on offense, running back, offensive guard, and I think the tight end's coming back, Cuevas. And a couple of defensive players as well that didn't play against Georgia. So I like Alabama here, plus 1.5. I think they win the game. They got the better odds to reach the college football championship than Oklahoma, and they got the better odds actually to win the whole thing. So I like Alabama here.
Going to be a lot of fun. A couple of quarterbacks who were preseason Heisman Trophy candidates. Both didn't get anywhere close to it, but with Mateer and Simpson, it could come down to who makes the play late. And in this case, you're going to take Bama on the road. All right, Saturday at noon, it's the U. I don't know what they'll do as far as fans with them at Texas A&M and Kyle Field, excuse me. But what do you believe about this game in College Station, A&M hosting Miami?
Yeah, the Aggies opened up -4 with a total of 51.5, and since then the price on the side has dipped down to 3.5 and as low as -3 at some shops. The total has dropped down to 48.5, so there's some sharp money on the under here. The early bet splits are tilted slightly towards Miami, right around roughly 55% of the action so far has been on the Hurricanes. Rick, I actually think the best thing that happened to the Aggies after winning 11 straight games was losing to Texas in their last outing. It brought the team back down to earth and should prevent them from being maybe a little overconfident heading into the playoffs. I think they're going to be laser focused here against the Miami team that's pretty good, man. They played pretty good football down the stretch. They caught fire late since losing to SMU. They've outscored their Final Four opponents by 110 points. They weren't the best opponents, Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt, but they've been playing some pretty good football. And after digging through all the metrics and comparing the common opponents these two teams have faced this season, this game to me feels like a coin flip. I mean, the Aggies won 2 close games against Notre Dame and Auburn, and the common denominator with those teams is that they both have a top 25 defense in yards per play and rank outside the top 20 in sacks per game. And when you look at Texas A&M's only loss in the season to the Longhorns, Texas also profiles as one of the best defenses in the country, top 20 in opponent yards per play and top 10 in sacks per game. So I think Miami's defense could keep them within the number. They're also top 20 in a lot of defensive metrics. I like Miami here plus 3.5. I think it's going to be a close game. Do I think Texas A&M wins the game? They probably do, but I think Miami covers the point spread.
All right, there you have it. Be interesting. A&M with 41 sacks. Wonder if they can rattle Carson Beck, who obviously has played a ton of games in his career, both at Georgia and the U. Also, Mark Fletcher is back and healthy for Miami. All right, Philly Godfather, how do our listeners get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me on X, Twitter, at Philly Godfather, and the website is thephillygodfather.com.
All right, what a treat we have in store for us tonight. Are you kidding me? Seattle playing host to the Los Angeles Rams. When I saw that Seattle was favored, my initial reaction, Philly Godfather, was the wrong team's favored here. What do you make of this contest?
Yeah, I mean, the Rams look like Super Bowl contenders in last week's win over, the Lions. They were 6.5-point favorites, and they still covered the spread against a pretty good Lions team. Rams are currently the favorite to win the Super Bowl at plus 320. But their offense this week is a little banged up. Puka is playing, but he's a little banged up. I don't think Devontae Adams is playing, so that hurts their offense. On top of that, they got to travel to Seattle, which is never an easy place to play or steal or win. Seattle, on the other hand, they struggled against a Colts team that was playing for its playoff life with a 44-year-old Rivers at quarterback last week, and they were kind of lucky to escape with that win after going down 16-15 with just like a minute, 40 seconds left to play. But this week, I like Seattle on the money line. The Rams are on a short week. It's on the road. They're facing a Seahawks team with the second best odds to win the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks have the revenge factor. I think they lost to the Rams in like week 10, 21-19. But if you guys remember, they turned the ball over 4 times in that game. I don't see that happening again. Seattle's offense holds a plus 10 health score advantage over the Rams this week. And after last week's wake-up call against the Colts, I think the Seahawks are going to be ready to take care of business here. I mean, the Seahawks are a healthier team, better defensive team. Rams' offense is a little banged up. I like the Seahawks on the money line.
All right, interesting. There you have it. And let's get to Sunday. A lot of streaks on the line here. Denver's won 11 in a row. They're the only undefeated home team in the NFL. The Jags have won 5 in a row, and they've covered in those 5 victories. How do you see the Jags at the Broncos?
Man, this Jags team has come a long way this season. Bookmakers didn't have much respect for them before the season started. The posted season win total was 6.5 and 7.5, but they surpassed that team, and that bad price that the bookmakers hung on them. They've won 10 games. They're currently in first place in the AFC South. But this week, the odds makers are giving the Jags, I think, a ton of respect in the market. They're only 3-point underdogs against the Broncos team that has the best record in the AFC and the best home field advantage in the NFL. They're a flawless 7-0 at Mile High this year. So bookmakers are giving the Jags a ton of respect right now. The line feels a little light to me. I made the Broncos a 5-point home favorite here, even though the Jags are a slightly healthier team with a plus 3.5-point overall health advantage. It's hard for me to back the Jags here because their offensive line, I think, it ranks 17th in sacks allowed, and they're going up against the Broncos' defensive line that ranks number one in sacks per game. So it's a little bit of a mismatch. And vice versa, the Jags' defensive line, they rank 25th in sacks per game, going up against the Broncos' offensive line that has given up the least amount of sacks on the season. So this game is going to be one in the trenches. I do like the fact that the Jags have more than twice as many takeaways on defense than the Broncos do this season, but Trevor Lawrence, I think he's thrown 2 more interceptions than Bo Nix, so that kind of washes that out a little bit. I bet the under 47.5. You got two defenses that rank in the top 10 and a bunch of metrics. They're both really healthy coming into this game. When it comes to this side, I'm leaning towards the Broncos at anything under a field goal. If you can lay 2.5 minus a quarter, it's probably the right way to play it, but I think it's going to be a close game, man. So if you want to slap the Jags into like a 7-point teaser with maybe the under or tie them in with the Lions at a pick on the Chargers plus 9.5, I think you'll be able to catch both those tickets.
All right. Interesting stuff there from the Philly Godfather. How do they get the book, Philly Godfather?
Yeah, please go to phillybook.com. I'll send you out an autographed copy. Or you go to Amazon and ship to order. You'll have it the next day.
All right. And as well, tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather. Or you can stop by the website, thephillygodfather.com. And every Thursday at 6:35 p.m. on the best radio show in the world.
That's always appreciated. Thank you, Philly Godfather. Have a great weekend. Best of luck at your place.
Good luck, guys.
All right, there he goes. We have breaking news. This just in. Is this the real Adam Schefter?
Yes, it is.
Adam Schefter is reporting that Jakobi Meyers and the Jacksonville Jaguars are putting together a 3-year contract extension that'll keep him in Duval through the year 2028. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's come back. Let's talk about that. And, that's also something else that the Philly Godfather just mentioned. All this attention is on Denver's defense. Their offensive line is number 1 in the NFL in sack rate allowed. Okay, best, not worst. Number 1. They've only allowed 17 sacks on the season. Jakobi Meyers isn't going anywhere. A 3-year contract extension, according to Adam Schefter. We'll get into that on the other side.
He's Jacksonville's official tape checker.
I'm Jeff Lodman.
And he tells you about it Tuesdays during football season on Jaguars Today. Inspected by. Go to the pros Napa know-how. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet wishes you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. The holidays are in full swing at Nimnick Chevrolet. Right now, they have up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag Sales event. Nimnick Chevrolet is the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. So shop online 24/7 at NimnickChevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cabot. Who's got more new vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lacey, your bar manager here at Fourscore Golf Tavern. We're officially kicking off the holiday season, and both of our locations, San Marco and Gate Parkway, are fully festive and ready for you to enjoy. Make sure you stop by and check out our holiday cocktail menu, lunch, and dinner specials. Happy hour is all day, every Tuesday. The fun continues with 10 top-of-the-line simulators between both locations, offering multiple games in almost every sport you can think of. So gather your group, get in the spirit, and come celebrate at Fourscore, the place to be in Jacksonville for holiday fun.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to floridahomeac.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet. From December 12th to the 23rd, Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine are lighting up the tables with our much-anticipated High Hands promotion, giving away over $250,000 in cash. The excitement continues to grow each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300 every hour. See all the exciting details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, breaking news for the Jaguars, and it's great news for Jacksonville. A 3-year contract extension is being finalized right now with Jakobi Meyers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to keep him in Duval through the season of 2028. I began the show talking about this. Ever since he got here, Jacksonville has averaged 33.3 points a game. Trevor Lawrence has become, as far as average per attempt, the leader in the NFL over those 6 games at 8.4 yards. And Jordan Schultz now, who just texted me the other day about Jakobi Meyers. I want to say Schultz is based in Seattle, but I don't know. Anyway, he's got a relationship with Jakobi Meyers and his agent. He says it's 3 years, $60 million, and we'll get some more terms on that. Tom Pelissaro now saying that 40 of that $60 million is guaranteed. So you locked up a wide receiver. And I don't want to look to the future because you got a huge football game coming up on Sunday. But with him in the slot and what he can do with the return of Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., who I think this is rubbed off on Thomas Jr. a little bit. I really believe that. Parker Washington will be entering the final year of his contract. Obviously, they're going to move along from Diami Brown. The Jaguars appear to really be set at wide receiver for years and years to come. So, you know, we keep hitting on the 4 guys that I would like to see them bring back. Myers was on there. Cole Van Lannon was on there. Buster Brown was on there. And then you got the huge decision to make with Devin Lloyd because he's going to cost you just a ton. And again, when it comes to Travis Etienne, my opinion has always been it's not because of him. It's because of his position. And I think they're going to go young in the future, and they're going to allow Etienne to go elsewhere. We'll see. They could always put a franchise tag on him, and keep him here for one more season. I don't know what they're going to do with Travis Etienne. But how about some great news here tonight, though, for Jaguar fans with the 3-year contract extension for Jakobi Meyers. That is enormous. And timing is everything. And this guy's made a difference. He's made a difference in the locker room. He's made a difference overall as far as the culture. I mean, watch him when the ball doesn't come to him. Watch how he never takes a play off. Watch his downfield blocking. Watch his route running. Watch his consistency with his hands. Okay, he dropped one, but that'll probably be it for the remainder of the year. It's sensational what he's able to do. And then again, how he's fearless. That rubs off on other players. His route tree and the ability to take on physical defenses and, to know that he's going to get blown up and to still go out there, run that pattern, catch the ball, and in most cases, with the reception, pick up a first down. This is a great signing for the Jaguars. Tonight's show brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. If you've been injured, and you were up against it and you believe that you have nowhere to turn, let me tell you something right now. That is exactly not the case. You need to go to Alexander Law Practice. It's a free consultation, so give them a call, 400-6600, and explain to them everything that happened. Chances are it wasn't your fault. Most accidents, you're not at fault. Your car could be totaled. You could be out of work. You could have no way to get to work. You could be physically injured, and you can't afford to make any of these payments. This is where Alexander Law Practice comes into play, okay? You may have a new car by tomorrow. Pick up the phone, make a call. You get an immediate call back. It's a free consultation, and they're going to put a lot of care into your case. Car repairs, getting to work, physical injuries, all of that. Maybe you can't afford to visit a doctor right now. You'll never come out of pocket. Never at Alexander Law Practice. Again, everything will be settled at the very end of the case. So check them out, Alexander Law Practice, or set up an appointment by making a phone call, 400-6600. It is as well a free consultation. All right, we got plenty to do in our second hour. It's a big night in Duval, no question about it. A little bit of college football this hour as well. The very latest on the Jaguars and the Broncos, and of course the contract extension for wide receiver Jakobi Meyers.
The Gator Boys are back and ready to defend their national title.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
This is Gator Country. Your home for Gators hoops is 1010XL.
It's December. You need cash. You also need a new Kia Fast. At Kia on Atlantic, you can get both because it's our year-end cash bash. And during the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event, make no payments for up to 6 months. Or take advantage of 0% APR. Hurry and get to the year-end cash bash. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
December 18th, 1988. The Seattle Seahawks won their first division title with a 9-7 record.
Pick it here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change. $50 off any service with a toy and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Breaking news on your home of the Jaguars. Jakobi Meyers, a 3-year contract extension, $40 million guaranteed, $60 million in total. The guy has made a world of difference since they got him 6 weeks ago from the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, the Jags have become, in those 6 games, the second leading offense per game at 33.3 points a game, only behind Los Angeles, we'll see tonight with the Rams. And, you take a look at what Trevor Lawrence has done. He has become the longest thrower in the game, average per attempt, 8.4 yards. That's what Trevor Lawrence has done since they got Jakobi Meyers. So much more on that coming up. My buddy Niall Lawrence Stample is here. We always talk college football with NLS, but I know you're a Jags guy as well. Jakobi Meyers, a veteran, he came in here. He's turned the entire culture of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, it's been nice to see.
when you get new players like that, it makes that money well spent just feel a little better, a little stretched a little farther. So hopefully we could get that kind of splash going into the playoffs and be able to actually make something happen this season.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It
All
looked
right.
good.
We got a lot going on. Let's begin with Florida State. They're losing some of their better than average players. I think maybe their best player in Jabril Rawls, but they brought in the tight end Pittman from UCF. He came here with Gus. He's transferring again. Omar Graham is transferring again. Ken Davis is transferring. I think it's up to about 17 or 18 overall transfers leaving Mike Norvell's stable.
This is there's a lot going on, and it's crazy because I don't know if Norvell really understood what was going to happen until the season kind of ended. But I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that are kind of forcing this to happen. And I think one of that is we don't want to spend any money. Mm-hmm. So I think there's really not a big choice for these players. And if we're not going to spend money, that just doesn't look good for the trajectory of the program. So it's tough, but it is. These players have to do what's best for them at the end of the day. They got to.
Right. But they have to spend money.
Yeah.
The boosters are spending the money. They sold the tickets, even in situations this year where I thought it would be bleak, like Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, whatever the case may be. The stadium was still rocking. The fans did their part. They're spending. Florida State has to go out. They've seen it, that these college football playoff-ready teams are spending more and more. Florida State is not.
No, and we spent $25 million, right? Let's say $25 million on winning 2 games last season. I think there's so much kind of recourse that we have to make that this season may be just a reflection of what we should have done in 23, 24, going into once we lost 75% of our roster to the NFL, right? At least from our starters. At that point in time, we needed to realize that we have to restabilize. Like we need to go back and really find some players to be able to come back into the stable, like you said. So us not realizing that then, it is just snowballed. And right now, if there's anything we're going to do, and unfortunately, we're going to conserve money.
Patrick Surtain, we talked about that a week ago. He was obviously one of the fall guys in all of this. We've seen a lot of assistant coaches as well jump ship. I mean, guys leaving, going to Buffalo, leaving Florida State to go to Buffalo. I mean, that's just nuts to me that has actually taken place. But what do you make of some of the staff changes?
When you let go of certain coaches and you kind of just do what you have to do, it doesn't look like we're trying to, again, spend money on bringing in top-tier coaches to come in. We're promoting Austin in order from a wide receiver up into a quarterback's coach. And it's like, that definitely looks, as far as optics are concerned, that looks like something that we're trying to save money on. We're trying to stay conservative, and it's not a very great look for the program. And yeah, it's everything points to the money. All of it points to the money.
I really wonder what it's going to be like this offseason for Mike Norvell. Is he going to make the rounds, the golf tournaments, the speaking engagements? I mean, do you want to hear Mike Norvell speak right now? And I understand that there are devoted fans that regardless of what happens, they're going to show up and support the program. But I think it's going to be a really interesting off year for him.
It's going to be so off year. It's going to be one of the toughest years he's ever had because he has to kind of be I wouldn't say a puppet in this show, but he's kind of he has to still show face, and he still has to present himself like he's trying to create the best opportunity possible when it's clear that it's not happening. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, the amount of money that we spent, it just doesn't reflect the same type of energy that we had last year, which we should be doing a lot more. And if that's the fact, then the proof is in the pudding. So it's going to be a tough year for him for sure.
Now, Lawrence Stamble, our guest, join us throughout the college football season. Of course, we get ready for the playoffs, which begin tomorrow night with Alabama visiting Oklahoma on a Friday night. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me 5 or 6 Florida State Seminoles that they absolutely cannot lose to the transfer portal.
I want to say Jabril Rawls, which is already kind of a possible done deal. Looks like Kentucky's looking at him, and they're looking to spend some money, and we didn't want
that we're able to keep. That Florida State is able to keep. That they don't lose.
That we, the Desir twins, LaWayne McCoy, Landon Thomas.
They didn't even throw to Landon. He had like 3 receptions all year.
3 receptions, and it's one of those things to where it's like when Pittman went into the portal, for me, it was tough, but what's worse was we really put ourselves in a bind. And I understand that we want to win, but that's a part of development, is bringing in some of these players that are younger and playing them. Like, unfortunately, you have to play them. Landon Thomas isn't the best blocker in the world, but at the end of the day, he is progressing in a way that makes sense for him to be able to get enough PT. That makes sense. But as far as anyone else, I don't know. As far as standouts are concerned, those are kind of the main ones. Chroma's locked in. Chroma's locked in. The Desir twins are locked in. But if someone wants to come and get those Desir twins, they're going to pay the money to get them. So
those are 2 you can't lose.
Exactly. And they're 2 we can't lose. But Sam Singleton would be great for us as far as being able to have an anchor point, since he's been able to show that he can do it on the field.
There's not a lot of talent there, man.
There's not a ton.
Yeah, it's
There's
scary.
really not a ton.
All right, what'd you make of DJ Lagway announcing that he is transferring from Florida?
I feel like DJ's not a bad quarterback. I think he's inconsistent, but I think that can be fixed. He has the bones in order to really, I think, do some good things. Will he be a good fit at Florida State? I don't know if he's built for Florida State. Like, though I would love to say that, he'd be a better opportunity than Tommy, but you kind of have to build around someone like that, as well as, again, I don't know if his mindset is something that I would even want to see at Florida State, just to be completely honest. But yeah, it was. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's made some money. I think he's going to be able to pick a school. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there are odds out as to where he's going to go next, and Baylor's at the top of it. You know what that means? They're getting ready to spend some big time cash if they think he can be a difference maker. I've seen LSU out there as well. College football. They have 14 coaches that are playing this weekend that are leaving in these 4 playoff games that are getting ready to, they've already left or they're getting ready to leave. College football has a real problem where they poach coaches in season, especially around the bowl. None of this happens in the NFL. None of this happens in any other sport. And then you enter the transfer portal where kids sit out of bowl games and go from one school to another. How do you fix this? Or can you? Because, people will say, well, classes begin in January. You have to have it done prior to that. What do you believe?
I think there's got to be a change. I heard a coach talk about the actual, real essence on why players do so well in college, and it has to do everything with the motivation of going to the next level. And when NIL is in the mix, that becomes a very difficult thing to be able to get these players to work hard, much less some of the regulation. NCAA has done a really bad job of being able to roll things out with regulation, and it's causing a huge rift, especially in one of the best, I think it's one of the best sports in the world and in the country, is college football. And I can't believe such a big organization has not found that rolling things out, have triggers and have different recourses, and it's the pivotal point of college football is the money. So I just don't understand how they didn't realize that those things were going to be the case. But when it comes to the coaches leaving, when it comes to the players leaving, it has made the bowl season almost. Some of them will be good. There's some good matchups, and we'll watch them even outside of the playoffs. But for the most part, it has made it so lackluster, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's become irrelevant, and with so many of these games, I'd push it back a couple of weeks. I really would. And for those who argue about starting school depending on when the university's first day of classes is, maybe you're a week or 2 late. You're gonna have to play some catch up. You get tutoring when you're involved as an athlete at a school, and again, it's not going to be a ton, but it could end up being 10, 12, 15 per school. They're gonna have to catch up. I think that would solve all of the angst that college football fans are dealing with now with this Wild Wild West.
Yeah, and it's based on what we've seen, I just don't see it changing anytime as quick as it probably needs to, which is difficult. I feel like they made a lot of quick changes to the playoffs, but won't make some quick changes to some of these issues that are really plaguing the sport. But to kind of go back on Florida State, one thing I do want to say is I've heard a lot of people say that we're being, as far as the fan base and people talking about it, we're being very reactionary, being very kind of showing a lot of emotions when it comes to what's going on. But realistically, when you see AD, you see a head coach, and you see multiple people in the front office that are making poor decisions that are causing issues on the field, and we're not really winning, it's going to make people talk about the negatives a lot more and really scrutinize the stuff that they're doing. Like all the moves that you're making, are we going to think that they're competent?
Yeah.
How can we think that? So every single move is going to be dissected. And I just don't see us being able to go throughout the rest of this season without seeing, or the rest of this off season without us seeing some sort of integral part of this team being built by a major offensive coordinator, major defensive coordinator, and we're not seeing it. So at the end of the day, I just don't see how the ticket sales are going to go down. I don't see how the fan base is going to be really upset by the end of this offseason. I just don't see some of those things happening because realistically, the money's probably not getting spent.
Yeah, I've seen the list of, with a change of general manager at Florida State, Martin Mayhew, years and years and years spent in the National Football League, and Brian Zanders, who works here under James Gladstone, came over from Los Angeles, has a lot of expertise and in front office work. We know it's different from the NFL to college, but I'd like to see some Seminole blood in the very important position of running the program when it comes to evaluating talent and everything else, and then dealing with what is eventually going to be a brand new head coach. There's no way in a year we're sitting here talking about Mike Norvell. He's gone. I mean, look at their schedule. They're going to get, they haven't won a road game in 2 years. They came out with a schedule the other day. I mean, I can't see them winning these road games. So I'd like to see some no blood in there.
I would love to see some, especially with the portal and everything and people coming in and out. Like the legacy and the culture of what Florida State matters so much, because especially what's going on right now, it's really hard to see because of how cultural Florida State is and how much people really buy into that culture. People have a deep connection when it comes to that. So watching these players come in and out and not really show loyalty, not really bleed garnet and gold, is very difficult to watch. And then watching a program kind of get dismantled like the way it is, we want to change. Like it's got to happen sooner than later, and I hope that it happens soon enough to where the fan base can still respond once it does change.
All right, any chance of Bama winning tomorrow night at Oklahoma, or Miami winning at Texas A&M at noon on Saturday?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I really do like some of these matchups because I love being able to see teams that don't typically play each other. And that's really the best part about a bowl game. You know what I mean? Is seeing teams from different parts of the country play each other. And I love it with different ideologies, different methods. I love watching that. I think both of these teams have, there's an opportunity for honestly anyone to win. But I think Miami's a good team. I think Alabama's a great team.
Yeah.
I think Alabama's going to show up regardless. Miami, Cristobal, unfortunately, doesn't have a good track record. Though, if you can say whatever you want to, I'd love Miami to go in there. I need the ACC has to look somewhat reasonable. Like it has to. SMU getting absolutely annihilated in the playoffs the first round last year sucked. That sucked watching them, especially watching them clean up in the ACC. They beat everybody and then get ran out. Yeah. That really sucks. So I hope Miami actually looks good.
All right, we'll see. Tell us about NLS cleaning.
NLS we're live in effect. End of the year, we're finishing up a lot of projects, getting a lot of people's properties ready to go for the end of the year, getting ready for next year. If you're needing any pressure washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning going into next year, please let us know. A lot of that spring cleaning stuff happens really in January and February, so people can get a jump off. So give us a call. We do everything from residential to commercial. The number is 904-708-8802. That's 904-708-8802, or reach out to us on our website at nlscleaning.net.
Outstanding. Who's this?
Oh, yeah, I got my son Ledger today. Been over here wrestling these headphones.
Has he been good this year? Is Santa coming?
Santa's coming. Santa's coming.
Santa
as long
coming?
as he continues to say good, he's been great. He's been awesome.
Look
so
at those
Santa's
teeth.
coming.
Those teeth rule.
Yeah, they're
All
coming
right.
in. They're coming in.
Good to see you, Ledger. Good to see you now.
Yes, sir. Rick.
Always a lot of fun. Jakobi Meyers, a 3-year contract extension that has been announced by several across the National Football League. Came in around 30 minutes or so ago. Let's come back and talk about that on your home of the Jags.
Because we know you might need a little extra to get you ready for game day.
Is this what I think it is?
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show, prepared by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting. 5 hours before kickoff of every game on 1010XL.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Sewer backups stink, literally. Tree roots, old pipes, or major clogs can be the cause. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining inspects and clears sewer lines fast. If your sewer's backed up, make the Superior choice and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
He's entered. Open the door to the Jags locker room to bring you exclusive insights and interviews on 1010XL.
This just in.
In the locker room with Hayes Carlion. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryant, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Ready to upgrade your home? It's Renewal by Anderson's 31-day sale. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. But this offer expires December 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Save some money this holiday season and buy pre-owned. That's right, pre-owned. Pre-owned guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and especially jewelry. Buy big, save bigger at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Here's a simple tip for shoulder health to improve your posture. Slouching can put extra stress on your shoulders, leading to pain and injury. Make sure your head is over your shoulders are relaxed and pulled back, and your spine is properly aligned, whether you're sitting or standing. If you sit for long periods of time, make sure to get up and take breaks and work on pulling your shoulders back. Get up and get moving, Jax, and go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year.
Usually I wouldn't talk over the late John Denver, but when Jakobi Meyers signs a 3-year contract extension in Duval, I'm going to do it. It's not like John can do anything anyway, right? Did he die by hitting a tree skiing? I think that was John Denver, crying out loud. Folk music, for those of you who dig it. Maybe once in a while.
It's a single plane crash in California.
Plane crash. Who died hitting a tree? Skiing. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Some people ask me about the Duval shirt. I don't know where I got the Duval shirt. I just... Is this a 1010XL shirt? Do you have one of these?
No,
or?
I've never seen that around here. It looks like one of those where you just kind of walking around and you see it like hanging under a tent, like $20.
You know what's great about on game day is the Jags shoot those shirts. I know some of the dudes who do that.
Yeah.
You've seen grown-ass men trample ladies and babies
Yes.
to get a $5 shirt. I mean, they're going like over rows and rows.
They're buying like it's a Barry Bonds, the home run to break Hank Aaron's record.
I mean, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And people love free stuff. And I'm with you. I mean, I love swag. If you can get... Oh, it was Sonny from Sonny and Cher. Sonny Bono. There you go. That's the Railman CT. Thank you.
They're saying Sonny Moto.
Sonny Bono.
Bono.
Not Bono.
I thought the caller said Moto, M-O-T-O.
Not Paul Hewson, who named himself Bono. It's Sonny Bono. Like Bono's the BBQ here in town. Cher. Now, there's a young lady who's no longer young, but she's fallen completely off the face of the earth. I mean, maybe the world is flat. I haven't heard anything out of Cher in 15 years. Have you? You probably don't even know who Cher is, do you?
Negative.
She was like, you do not know who Cher is? She was like Madonna before Madonna. Singer, solo, Sonny and Cher. Then she became an actress. Then she came back in the 80s. Anyway, I always liked her. Always did. All right, let's get to you. Getting a ton of stuff. Look at all the Sonny Bonos. I love when the people respond. Monterey Bay in his private jet. Really? Is that where it happened for John? No, is that the same Monterey Bay where Pebble Beach is? If so, I've been there 3 times. Asking because I don't know if that's the case. Have you looked online how many Sonny Bonos that we have? I mean, this is one of the greatest things that I've ever seen. 88-89, Jags should use Diami Brown's 1-year contract expiring to help re-sign Jakobi Meyers. You know, I read an issue the other day how they had like $9 million only under the cap next year. The salary cap is somewhat of a farce, okay? You can renegotiate contracts. You can free up money all the time. And what we don't know yet is the $40 million guaranteed. How much of that is a signing bonus? It's going to make sense to get Trayvon Walker done after this year, okay? And it'll be interesting to see which way they elect to go here. I don't know what the feeling is. I mean, they did Trevor sooner than I would have liked to them have. They did Tyson Campbell long before I thought they would. I remember them doing Miles Jack, and apparently Miles Jack was arrested today. I've gotten a lot of people who have asked me about that. It might have been a concealed weapon or something for the the former Jaguar.
Yeah, I was in Texas.
Okay. What do you have for me? Was it a concealed weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a gun charge in Texas.
All right. So I don't know any more than that. But always really liked Miles. I mean, very, very, very interesting guy. Miles Jack story. I'm walking into the facility. This is, whenever he signed that second contract. Everyone was talking about they're going to re-sign Jalen Ramsey, right? Mm-hmm. And they signed Miles Jack. It was at least a year ahead of when they could have. So I'm walking in, and he's walking out. And I just, the obligatory, hey, Miles, congratulations. Good for you. And he just looks at me and he smiles and goes, yep. He goes, now all I got to do is get myself one more of these contracts. I'm like, bro, the ink hasn't even dried on the deal yet. And it's a 4-year package. I mean, yeah, we get it. You're always looking at, but there's a prime example of a guy that thought in his mind he was going to get a second contract or had a chance to, but things run up, they dry up very quickly in the NFL. And this cash isn't guaranteed like you see in the NBA, like you see in Major League Baseball. So, we were just talking about it with Niall Lawrence Stample, and I hate all the college football crap. I hate it. I do. And, we've accepted free agency. We've accepted trades. We've accepted players getting cut and waived in professional athletics because it's always been a part of the game. I mean, you can go back to Curt Flood in baseball, Spencer Haywood in the NBA. You can go from sport to sport to sport, testing of the free agency and how things took a turn after the fact. But in college football, man, this is so bizarre. And the worst part of it is the lack of loyalty to the school. And I know that that offends fans. It does. I mean, look at all those flag planters last year in different school. I mean, 3/4 of those kids left. Yet, they were... Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time on that. 0148, Kiffin will be available in 2 years. Keep Norvell until Dreamboat Kiffin can take over. 2 years, no. I don't know if it's going to work for Kiffin. I find myself really rooting for him. I kind of like bad guys. And I don't mean bad as in he's a bad human being, but he moves the needle. He tests people's patience. I mean, look how soft Norvell is. Look how bland Norvell is. Look at how vanilla Norvell is. He never does anything, right? He didn't whine and cry before getting snubbed. He didn't whine and cry after getting snubbed. He got punched in the eye, and he won't come out and tell us. No one over there asked him about it. Even the freaking reporters won't even ask him about it. They're so intimidated by a coach who can't win on the road in 2 years. I like guys that are different. And Kiffin's different. He's going to say what he wants. I tell you what I believe with Lane Kiffin. 4 or 5 years from now, I think he's going to be one of the greatest college football broadcasters that we have ever seen. I think he's going to make all this money. If he doesn't win, he's going to wake up one day and say, enough is enough is enough. And why not get paid? Can you imagine? It's not going to be Tom Brady money, but he's going to get paid so much cash. I think he'll start off, as an analyst somewhere, but I think someday he would really have a chance to be, a groundbreaking, difference-making color analyst on a broadcast crew. And that's what I'm going to go with right now. We'll see if it ends up happening. 59-55 Blue, we have a competitive football team and a competent front office. We used to dream of days like these. You nailed it, 59-55. The entire thing is turned around. And there's going to be other valleys. It's about how you handle adversity. And this football team has done a wonderful job with that. I mean, they were blown out in London, and they recovered. They got stiffed by the refs in Cincinnati. They recovered. An unthinkable collapse in Houston, where they allowed 20 pressures and 6 sacks in the fourth quarter and blew a 19 point, and they recovered. I mean, there's a lot of teams. I mean, do you think last year's team would have gone away? Last year's organization would have fallen apart. And on the flip side of that, look at what they've done the last 3 weeks. They've blown out an inferior product. But that's what great teams do. And they distance themselves from that team as the clock continues to tick. And that in itself is another side of all of this, because they're not reading a ton of positive press clippings. I think that's very good. 08882 drop one. Oh, that guy's excellent, so we can light him up. I think he's talking a little bit earlier about the guy that I found on X who said that I'm going to be like everyone else and come right out and say it. No one cares about the Jaguars. I'll do that here during my next break. 0882. I thought I did a little bit earlier today. Maybe I did not. You just never know when it comes to me as far as Twitter is concerned. 4806. I was reading one here and it said, hopefully I won't get in the mood to block you. I don't know who did that. I blocked no one. You too. What's his record? I was asked. What's whose record? 634. I don't know what I was talking about when it came to the record. 53-51. Ballou, do you agree with my theory that Baselli changing this team's culture? I feel like he is the reason we play with that nasty attitude, the physicality we play with, mentally strong too. Absolutely, I do. And I think it's, a mistake that he was not called upon earlier, at least for advice. I remember on a New Year's Eve going out with Tony Baselli and Mark Lamping took us to dinner. It was in Indy. And you knew that was after the firing of Gus? I can't remember, man. All these bad seasons just kind of run together. And it was a great dinner, but it was a lot of Q&A, and I'm just sitting here saying to myself, this is the best player to ever play for this football team, who if you cut him up, he bleeds, black and teal. Why not have him involved with the football team? And he finally is. Someone asked me the other day, do I believe he's involved with the offensive line? No, I don't believe that at all. No way. But he's involved with every decision that they are making, including the Jakobi Meyers deal that went down tonight. So, yeah, there is some toughness here. And it's working. It is working. And what's really cool about it is if you really analyze this roster, they're only going to get better. This football team should be better next year. They should be better in 2027, okay? Now, they're going to get a more difficult schedule. You're going to get a first-place schedule next year, you hope. Second-place schedule at worst. But, the future does look promising. No question about it. Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys wanted no turbulence against their opponents, and they made sure there wouldn't be any on their opening drive. Trevor Lawrence led the team on a 9-play, 72-yard drive, capped off by a BTJ touchdown to give themselves a 7-0 lead with 10:18 left in the opening period. The 4-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lacey, your bar manager here at Fourscore Golf Tavern. We're officially kicking off the holiday season, and both of our locations, San Marco and Gate Parkway, are fully festive and ready for you to enjoy. Make sure you stop by and check out our holiday cocktail menu, lunch, and dinner specials. Happy hour is all day, every Tuesday. The fun continues with 10 top-of-the-line simulators between both locations, offering multiple games in almost every sport you can think of. So gather your group, get in the spirit, and come celebrate at Fourscore, the place to be in Jacksonville for holiday fun.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund helps families battling childhood cancer, and there are ways you can help. Go to tcjfund.org.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
The 5-Star Veterans Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveteranscenter.org.
Her Song is a nonprofit organization that breaks the cycle of human trafficking through survivor care, victim outreach, and education. Find out how you can help at hersong.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Huge news for the Jaguars today. A 3-year contract extension for Jakobi Meyers. What he has been able to do since he got here into town is nothing short of spectacular. 27 receptions on 38 targets, 355 yards, an average of 13.1 per, 3 touchdowns, and 21 of the 27 receptions have gone for first downs. Again, 3 years, $60 million, $40 million guaranteed overall for Jakobi Meyers. This was a must for the Jaguars since they made that trade with Meyers from Las Vegas. And again, they signed him a little bit more than 1 hour ago. Nothing has changed as far as the Jaguars injury report Wednesday to Thursday outside of Josh Hines Allen. He missed work yesterday. He was ill, also a shoulder. Josh Hines Allen was limited today.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
All right, let's bring in our buddy Rafael Esparza. Let's get right to that Jaguars-Broncos game. What a massive one coming up on Sunday. Where's the money gone so far, either Jacksonville or Denver?
It's been small Denver, but I think bigger action will come in probably on Saturday and Sunday. It's probably one of the better late afternoon games. I think money will come in on Denver because I think what the people are going to remember is they just beat Green Bay at home.
Did we lose them? We lost them. Okay. We'll adapt. You know, it's like being in base defense, and all of a sudden you run in a corner, and you go to nickel defense. All right, we have you back, Rafael Esparza. So you think a little bit more money coming up over the weekend on Denver?
I do believe so. I mean, their defense and at home. What I've been reading, their defense is so upset that they let the Packers score 26 points again with them at home. I mean, they put Patrick Mahomes only 19 points. Dallas only 24 points at home. So I think the defense is going to be really up to this game.
Yeah, they give up yardage, but then they're so good. They're number one in the NFL in red zone defense. So they only allow 38.5% of trips inside their own 20-yard line to actually, hit pay dirt. And they're also number two in the NFL when it comes to fourth quarter, third down defense, which we know is an enormous statistic. So we shall see. How about tonight? When this came out, Rafael, I actually thought L.A. would be favored. It is Seattle.
Yeah, Joe Public loved the Rams on this one. I think Matthew Stafford's going to win MVP, but the wise guy action's all on Seattle.
Okay, interesting. There you have it as well. Seahawks favored by 1.5. Your total 42 and a hook. We know that in college football, it's hard to win twice in 1 year, and that'll be the case for Oklahoma at home tomorrow night. What do you have on the Sooners and the Crimson Tide?
I say if you like Oklahoma, grab the 1.5 now because I can see this moving to 2. If you like Alabama, wait. I think defense rules this game again. I like Oklahoma.
Okay. Do you like the under then if it's a defensive game?
I do, and I'm a little bit shocked that it moved to 41.5. I think the public pushes it to 42.
All right, let's wrap it up with the U. They go to Texas A&M, where Nick Saban says they pipe in sound at Kyle Field. What do you make of this matchup with Miami going to Texas A&M?
I'm a little confused. I made Texas A&M like close to a 6-point favorite. I don't understand why some books have 3. If it wasn't for Ohio State and their defense and going for back-to-back championships, I think A&M would have been a talk of college football.
Okay. Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, and any thoughts there?
I'm hoping it's quick. That's all I can say because I really want to watch Alabama, Oklahoma, and there's some FCS games as well.
All right. What else is going on this weekend, Rafael Esparza?
We got a busy weekend before the holidays. Can you believe Saturday there's 105 different sports going on between college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL? It's crazy.
No.
It should be fun.
105 games?
Yes.
All right, absolutely nuts. Hey, let our listeners know how they can catch your show.
Yeah, you can catch me on Monday through Friday at Coaching Company on Amazon Prime, YouTube TV. It's an hour show, and it's a fun show.
All right. We like fun shows. Rafael, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Happy holidays. We'll miss you next week, but we'll pick it up again in early January.
Merry Christmas and have a safe holiday.
There he goes, Rafael Esparza. Always appreciate him giving us a couple of minutes of his time. You see the Puka apology?
Yes, I did.
He apologized to everyone about everything. That's basically the way to describe
someone got a hold of him and was like, hey, this is not a good thing that you did yesterday. You need to write an apology, or brand deals are not going to be with you.
He did not apologize to the Jaguars, however. He apologized to everyone else. And while he was apologizing, his brother was stealing a car from a Los Angeles Laker.
Yeah. I thought, before yesterday, I thought Puka was a really good kid. And
no kidding.
Not that your daughter would marry him, but someone like that, just really good and does the right thing. Now I'm like, polar opposite.
It was like a nice story. He was a 5th-round pick. He's like the greatest late-round pick since Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And, he's been certainly changing things around quite a bit. But the guy's also got 102 receptions for 1,367 yards. So I'm sure he believes he can do and say whatever he wants. All right, quick schedule note. Monday, we're going to be with you 2 to 4. Helmets and heels off into the night with Rick Ballou. A business hour 2 to 4, business hours edition of the program. So that'll be Monday 2 to 4. I'll still be with you tomorrow night 6 to 8. Monday 2 to 4. And then Tuesday, we'll get back to 6 to 8. We'll be off Christmas Eve, Christmas, and on Friday as well. So want to make that known for you. Appreciate it as always when you listen to the radio stations. But we want to point out that that's going to be happening on Monday, 2 to 4. Ballou in for Helmets and Heels.
We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com.
Mike Dempsey here. It's truck time at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Check out their huge selections of brand new F-150s, America's best-selling truck for over 40 years. Right now, drive one home with an incredible 0% financing for 60 months, plus no payments for 90 days. That's right, 0 interest and no payments till next year. Your new F-150 is waiting at Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Visit DuvalFord.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
When it comes to your favorite football team, John Osher is oh so sure to find the inside insight to keep you up to date. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Rest-A-Pros!
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Rest-A-Pros!
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestaProsAnyFlorida.com. That's RestaProsAnyFlorida.com.
Rest-A-Pros!
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,800 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design get us organized for the holidays. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and so much more. Closets by Design will design a custom storage solution for all of your spaces. Nothing says happy holidays like a home that is peaceful and clutter-free. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before year-end and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this Christmas, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard location, Landing Boulevard or Beach Boulevard, and register to win a deck bed storage system with Cargo Glide installed by the pros at Leonard. Another winner will score 2 tickets to the Florida-Georgia basketball game January 6th and a 2025 Gator Championship commemorative basketball. We'll draw the winners live Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, noon to 2 at Leonard's Beach Boulevard. Leonard Truck Outfitters. Everything you need for a great-looking, great-performing truck.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy. Comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or MetroDiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Ready to take your gift giving to the limit? Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help this holiday season. From comics to collectibles, community, and more, visit GothamCityLimit.com and always take it to the limit.
There's lots of reasons to use Cume flowers when you need to send floral arrangements. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason or the occasion, Cume Flowers delivers with only the best. Log on to CumeFlowers.com and make someone's day.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, some huge Thursday night news there, Hacker Nation. The re-signing of Jakobi Meyers, 3 years, $60 million, $40 million guaranteed.
I mean, here's the guy that's been here for 6 games. He's caught 27 passes for 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. And in those 6 games, everybody from the fan base, the media, and obviously the organization knows he fits Liam Cohen's offense like a glove. He gets extended tonight for 3 years. I mean, people talk about home run trades. I mean, this is a borderline grand slam trade for the Jaguars, is it not? A 4th and a 6th round pick.
Incredible.
For a guy that has literally changed the face of the Jaguar offense.
Yeah, and it's remarkable. He's been such a presence in the locker room as far as the culture. I mean, he's a tough guy. He'll go over the middle, get those dirty yards. His route running, his blocking, his hands. He's a complete wide receiver.
And obviously he wanted to be here, and he knew he wanted to be here over the last 6 weeks because a guy like Jakobi Meyers, with what he's doing, if he would have hit the open market in March, he would have had a lot of suitors.
Yep.
But he obviously didn't want that. He's very happy here. And when in 6 weeks the player wants to be here and the team wants the player, you know that is just a grand slam trade.
Yeah, they got some free agents coming up that are going to have to make some very difficult decisions on. I also believe that there's a couple of guys that have become household names that are right now part of the starting 22 or, 24, if you will, that will be let go because of contract reasons. They'll create a little bit of dead money like they did this year. Evan Ingram's a great example of that. Last year at this time, if I told you Evan Ingram would be gone, most of our listeners would say, no way.
Same thing with Christian Kirk. Same thing with Tank Bigsby. I mean, life comes at you quick. And this is a conversation for March through August. But quickly, what does this mean for Travis Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, is Hunter going to be primarily a DB next year? I mean, Greg Newsom's a free agent. We'll have to see what happens there. Or are you just going to say, all right, yeah, we'll go 4 wide with BTJ, Jakobi Meyers, Travis Hunter, and Parker Washington next year? I don't know. It's an interesting situation now.
Because Newsom, I think, is gone, and then you got to decide on Buster Brown and whether or not to bring him back. And, it was still a non-contact injury, so I don't know if the philosophy is going to change in the offseason. Are they going to play him on both sides? Again, it's going to be a major talking point day after day until the Jaguars actually tell us what, in fact, they are going to do. If I was a betting man right now, I'd say he's going to play on both sides of the football again next year.
Yeah, I would say probably, but I think maybe more of an emphasis as a DB, whereas I think you saw more emphasis as a wide receiver because, again, you have an embarrassment of riches now at wide receiver with BTJ, now a re-signed Jakobi Meyers, Parker Washington, and you add Travis Hunter into that mix. I mean, good grief, man.
All right, what else tonight?
Yeah, obviously it's a lot of Jaguar Bronco talk. It's my last show of the week. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll give my final thoughts. Cecil Shorts is going to join me. We will head out to Denver as well. Parker Gabriel, beat writer for the Broncos for the Denver Post. And I was inside the Jaguar locker room, caught up with Ventrell Miller and DJ Dallas. That was an interesting conversation. DJ Dallas was in Charlotte, North Carolina Tuesday morning as a member of the Carolina Panther practice squad. He now finds himself probably on the 53-man roster going to Denver in the thick of a playoff race here in Jacksonville. It was an interesting conversation how all that worked with DJ Dallas on Tuesday.
I think he's actually out there. I think he's a kick returner. He's got 87 career kick returns.
And Liam Cohen talked about, I think 3 or 4 of the coaches on staff have worked with him in the past and wanted to bring him here.
All right, have a great show.
Thanks, Rick.
I want to thank the Philly Godfather. I want to thank now Lawrence Stample and Rafael Esparza. Dylan Denmark produced it. Hey, tomorrow night we're back 6 to 8. Remember, Monday 2 to 4. I'm in for Helmets and Heels. If you're not around tomorrow because you're getting the weekend started off the way that you should. Remember, regardless of where you go, you can always get into the night with Rick Ballou on 92.5 FM, and that includes 92.5 FM, the app. You can take that anywhere, including Denver, if you're heading to the game this weekend. Folks, have a safe night. Have a great weekend. Again, we'll talk tomorrow as well. For Dylan Denmark, I'm Rick Ballou. Hackers coming up right now.